Are you doing any play-by-play in retirement, Doc?
Only describing dog walks and occasional visits to the grocery store. That's pretty much it.
Give me a little
Uh,
bit of that.
there's milk. It expires on the 28th of May. There's the 1st of June. I'm going to take the 1st of June because it'll last longer.
Okay. All right. So if you're watching hockey, you're not doing play-by-play at home?
No, no, but I'm sure enjoying it. My goodness, is it great? We've had some wonderful games to finish up the last round, and it's just spectacular. And I guess I've grown spoiled. This is what we get every time at this year. It's why Charles Barkley always talks about sneaking behind the set when he's doing basketball and watching hockey. It's just engrossing. It's wonderful, and it's what the sport is all about.
But do you get jealous when you look at these incredible finishes and like you wish you were doing it?
No, no, I haven't regretted retirement once. I marvel at what the guys do that are describing games now, but the sport is so wonderful. I'm glad I had my years at it, 47 in total, but I don't regret retiring. The thing when I was riding buses in the minors, the one thing that I looked forward to was the planes and the big hotels. And by the time the 47 years was up and we were in COVID, the thing that I didn't particularly like were the planes and the hotels. so, I had my time and it was wonderful. I have so many great memories. I met a lot of wonderful people, including yourself. And I'll never forget the day that I was with you and the Danettes. McLovin was in goal, and I think it was Fritzy who shot on him. He had a broom, I believe. Somewhere in the archives there is tape of that, but those are memories that I have that I'll always cherish.
How do you come to the point where you go, now I'm going to retire? Because we see this with athletes. I'm going to retire from this job in 3 years, but you came to that decision. How did you come to that?
Well, in anything where you have a motor skill, which is in athletics as well, you like to make your move before somebody makes it for you. And fortunately, with NBC, the hook was not out. But I had 50 years covering the sport, and I'd had 40 years at the NHL. And I think one thing, too, that COVID did was just before we took the break in February of 2020, the league came out with rules that were very necessary, where we couldn't have anyone between the benches, where we had to be 6 feet with a boom mic away from all the coaches and the players. We could not go into the dressing rooms anymore. And that was where the fun was for me, in addition to preparing and doing the games, was actually being able to learn something more about the players that I could share with somebody. And so all of those things sort of came to the fore at once. The numbers of 40 and 50 were kind of round numbers that were even, and it seemed like a good time. I had so many great memories that it was a great time to be out.
I was going to ask you, what's the first thing to go on a play-by-play person? And it sounds like your eyesight was the first thing to go.
Yeah, I think that would be probably true. You and I were together in London at the Olympics in 2012. And the one thing that happened there was that I discovered, to my chagrin, when I was doing water polo, that I had cataracts. And so those were removed, and my eyesight, of course, immediately got better. But you realize that those are things that happen with age. But I don't know that my eyesight was going, but you realize that that does happen as you get older. But I think the thing with me was that the travel was starting to get to me, and I wanted to be home more. And all of those things added up to make for the right decision. And to get to watch these games now, and especially the finishes that we had in the game sevens, were, the come from behind third periods in the game sevens, as well as the come from behind almost tie last night in Toronto. Those are exciting, and I do envy the guys that are doing the games now, but I wouldn't want to be there. They are having the time of their lives doing these games, and I'm glad for them.